If you've ever played an MMO and thought, yeah, this is fun, but I wish I could turn into a bear and body slam a troll. Well, congrats, you might be a Beorning. Some classes wear armor, some cast spells, and then there's the Beorning, who just gets angry, turns into a bear, and solves problems the old-fashioned way, with claws. This isn't your average adventurer. Beornings don't need swords, they are the weapon. 1 minute you're offering someone tea, the next you're suplexing a goblin in bear form while covered in bees. Rooted in ancient lore, tied to nature, and powered by raw rage and a suspicious amount of honey, the Beorning is one of the Lord of the Rings Online's most unique and chaotic classes. This isn't just some dude in a bear costume. This is an ancient skin changer, descended from Beorn himself. Yes, the guy who showed up to the Battle of the Five Armies
and turned into a literal grisly wrecking ball. The Beorning is one of the Lord of the Rings Online's most unique classes. Part warrior, part healer, part angry bear, with emotional issues and a sweet tooth for honey.
So grab your giant axe, fluff your fur, and let's dive into one of the most feral and fun classes in the game. Today we're diving into what makes this shape-shifting powerhouse tick, from trait lines to playstyles, and of course, how to weaponize your inner Winnie the War bear. What is a Beorning? The Beornings descend from Beorn himself. You know, that big guy who casually turned into a bear, crushed some goblins at the Battle of the Five Armies, and then just left to raise a family of other bear humans in the mountains. In LOTRO, you get to be one of his descendants, which means you're not just a person who can fight, you are the fight. A melee powerhouse, a support healer, a tank, and a walking, roaring, fur-covered panic attack for your enemies. You generate something called wrath, and when your wrath reaches a high enough level, you turn into a bear, literally. You become a massive, roaring bear. That's it. That's the class, and it's awesome. How does the Beorning work for its best use?
Beornings use a unique resource mechanic, wrath.
You generate wrath by using human form skills. You spend wrath to use powerful bear form abilities. Wrath decays over time, so timing matters.
Once you're furry, things get blurry for your enemies. Your combat flow is all about momentum. You're either building wrath to unleash it or maintaining just enough to stay in beast mode. It's like balancing rage and grace, which ironically is also how I eat tacos.
Beorning specializations and trait lines. Beornings have 3 trait lines, and each of them lets you express a different part of your inner animal. Let's break them down. 1. The hide, blue line. Tank. You shall not pass unless you have honey. This is your tanking line. You'll gain bonuses to survivability, threat generation, and self-healing. You're not just a wall, you are the fuzzy wall of doom. Key traits. Increased mitigation. High threat generation. Bear form becomes your main way of taking hits. Can root enemies with thunderous roar and shrug off wounds like a champ best for. Group content, solo survivability, making bosses cry in frustration. 2. The claw red line, DPS, rage, roar, maul, and then maybe heal later. This is your high damage specialization. Massive crits, bleed effects, and combo potential between human and bear forms. Key traits. Boosted wrath generation. Devastating bear attacks like crush and slash. Your bleeds will do the work for you. Think Wolverine, but hairier soloing content quickly, melting mobs, or if you just love being a damage-dealing blender. 3. The Roar, yellow line. Support Chakra healer. I bring peace, healing, and the occasional mauling. This is the healing support line, and yes, it's weirdly effective. You can cleanse, restore morale, and support your fellowship while being ready to pounce on enemies when needed. Key traits: morale and power restoration, cleanse debuffs, heal over time abilities, AoE buffs for your fellowship group support, hybrid healing builds, and confusing your enemies who think bears can't heal. How to play the Beorning Beornings are deceptively simple, and then suddenly complex. Your job is to balance form swapping, wrath management, and skill rotation. Human form, Shaktir Wrath Builder Bear form, Wrath Spender plus Devastation. Tips for playing Beorning like a beastly baller: 1. Don't overstay your bear welcome. Wrath drains fast. Know when to drop out and rebuild. 2. Cycle your bleeds. In Redline, your devotees are Chef's Kiss. 3. Roar wisely. AoE roars can root or debuff groups. Use them to control fights. 4. Use Hearten and Cleanse. In Yellow, these will make your group love you forever. 5. Embrace the bear, literally. There's an emote for it. Use /hug after combat. Let's weigh the bear paws, shall we? Pros: you turn into a literal bear. Great solo survivability. Hybrid playstyle, damage, tanking, or healing. Unique resource system. Amazing for immersion in Tolkien's world. Cons: limited customization, no cosmetics in bear form. Wrath can feel clunky to manage early on. Slow to unlock full potential until mid-levels. You might accidentally terrify lowbies, and Beornings aren't just a gimmick. They're woven into Tolkien's world. Beorn was a skin changer, descended from ancient men of the mountains, and he hated goblins with a passion. Playing a Beorning means walking the path of those who live close to nature, respect the wilds, and, when necessary,
unleash the beast within. You are the wild fury of the forest, the guardian of the vales. The reason orcs don't go hiking anymore.
The final verdict. So, should you play a Beorning? If you're into shape-shifting, smashing skulls, healing with nature magic, or just like the idea of roaring at your enemies until they explode from fear, yeah, you're gonna have a good time. The Beorning isn't the easiest class to master. You got a rage meter to manage, multiple roles to choose from, and a
bear form that flips your entire skill bar like a nature-powered transformer. But when it all clicks, it's a beautiful, honey-coated dance of destruction.
They're tanky, flexible, and wildly fun. Especially if you enjoy being that one person in the group who turns into a bear mid-fight and casually mauls a troll while your friends panic and run in circles. Beornings are also one of the most lore-rich classes in the game.
You're not just playing some made-up MMO gimmick, you're stepping into the shoes, well, paws, of a legendary lineage from Tolkien's world. That's powerful. So if you're looking for a class that hits like a mountain, heals like an herbalist, and occasionally growls for dramatic effect, this might just be the bear for you.
And there you have it, the Beorning. A class that asks the age-old question, what if I could be Beorn from The Hobbit and I, the one raised by bees and could turn into a bear? If you enjoyed this video, claw that like button into pieces, maul the subscribe button like it owes you honey, and leave a comment below. Are you already a Beorning main? Thinking of trying it out? Or do you just want to shout bear form in the middle of combat like a lunatic? We've got more Lord of the Rings online class guides coming, so stay tuned for more Middle-earth madness. Until next time, keep roaring, keep questing, and remember, don't poke the bear. The bear pokes you.